The Premier League is back, and so are we. Get hyped as we talk about the opening weekend, which had big wins for Liverpool, Chelsea, and an exciting game between City and Arsenal. Buckle up.
Welcome back, Football Mezzanine fans. Did you have a good summer? Because I had a good summer. We had a great break. Thanks again for coming back and joining us for this upcoming video. As you will probably notice that we're doing things a little differently for this upcoming season. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be launching our full-length podcast for anyone who likes to listen to them at background when doing something or in the car, etc. But we're also going to be launching essentially small clips, which are going to be segments of our podcast, the full-length one, which in case you have friends that maybe like the shorter length ones and only want to listen to specific parts, they can go ahead and do that. So you'll notice that as well, being released around the same time. And we're going to be doing a recap on this one of the Premier League games coming up. So guys, which one do you want to lead off with?
Well, first of all, just great to have the Premier League finally back.
I'm so happy, believe me. More than you believe. I'm so happy. Happy New Year.
The World Cup was amazing, and I was so hyped to see all the players getting back. And I was kind of scared that maybe we wouldn't have such a great opening day because a lot of players would be rested and all that. But everyone was back, and all the games were great to see. So let's just get into them in the order they happened. So first one was on a Friday night.
The season kicked off with Friday night, United against Leicester, which in the past has been a great matchup, and it proved to be so again. United winning 2-1, this time at Old Trafford.
Well, we saw Fred start off this game, which was nice to see, especially considering he's the new signing. And we saw Lukaku, he wasn't in there. A little bit of a mix-up on players, but I think it was a good starting game for them, especially beginning of the season. Just against a decent, like a good side as well against Leicester. So
Luke Shaw.
I mean, I'm so happy for the guy. He finally, after all his injury troubles, his fallouts with Mourinho, his issues with his, weight for some time, and fitness. It's just great to see him back, and it was a kind of a funny goal.
It was a fluke.
I still can't figure out how he did it, but
don't
you know what? He did it.
The first touch was definitely a fluke. I'm not sure about the second one, though.
First touch was, I don't know how that ball got there, but it did.
It kind of reminded me of that Bergkamp goal.
Yes, yeah.
But obviously not with the same intention. But yeah, I'm really happy for him. What was I going to say? Yeah, did you know it was actually his first senior goal ever?
I know.
Yeah.
It was,
which is kind of crazy.
And he's played for England, Southampton.
Yeah. So happy for him. I hope he gets playing time for Mourinho this season.
Also, Vardy with the late party goal.
Ruined my freaking clean sheet on FPL.
I mean, Vardy again proving his worth, coming on as a substitute and scoring against the top six again.
In terms of the performance, though, it was kind of underwhelming. Like, I was watching it with another United fan, and like 15 minutes in, we were both groaning. Like, is this going to be another season of this football from Manchester United?
Right.
It was like, come on, it's a season opener, you know, it's at Old Trafford, you want to get your fans hyped, and it was just same old, same old.
I mean, I didn't really like it, to be honest. United were outplayed at times against Leicester, and I just feel like it's too defensive, and I know that if results come through that football, you can't really complain, but
I think if the United fans are complaining, then obviously other fans are justified in complaining, because you rarely do you see like United fans turn on their own manager. You know, even with David Moyes, they were very, very patient. Even towards the end, they were supportive of him. But with Mourinho, it seems like they're happy to turn on his back. They don't want to see that football.
They never liked him from Chelsea though either, so it makes sense that they didn't warm up to him now that they're like he's their manager. So
yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find a fan that really is happy with the way Mourinho runs their club, like whether it's Chelsea or United. Maybe Chelsea, he had a lot of success there. But like Real Madrid, Manchester United, he tends to create an atmosphere like this every single time.
But that said, 2-1 win right off the bat, so at least it's going a bit, starting off well for seasons-wise, with in a third cursed year for Mourinho. Anything that works out well and doesn't put them into like ninth place like it did Chelsea will work out well for Man U.
I have nothing to say. I'm so sorry, I have nothing to say.
Our next big game was, I guess, Chelsea against Huddersfield on Saturday morning.
No, I think it was Tottenham.
Yeah, it was
first.
actually Tottenham against Newcastle.
Oh, sorry, I forgot they're a big team. My bad.
Okay.
Any chance you get a shot,
You
you
totally
can take it.
played for that.
Any chance.
Totally played for that. They finished above you, mate. They literally finished above you.
Barely. I mean, they wrongly got awarded 2 extra points. We should have got those 2 points at Anfield. It was not 2-2.
I can't believe you're still salty about that.
If we ever had any like Tottenham fans, we lost them a long time ago.
Yeah,
It's okay. There are not that many of them. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
All right, moving on. Stop
Ruthless.
it. Okay, we're done. Shrikar.
Yeah.
No more.
All right.
Kane
Well.
started, Ali started, Eriksson started, so all their World Cup starters were pretty much back and in the starting lineup for Tottenham.
Yep.
Kane's drought continues in August.
Oh boy.
But
He doesn't look fit to me. He doesn't look fit for some reason.
I mean, he just came back to training. Like, give him time.
No,
Just
but
parties
even
too hard
even in the
summer.
World Cup, from like after the Colombia game and then the semifinal.
No, yeah.
He just doesn't look.
I mean, that was a while ago. He'll get back to form.
Granted.
I'm sure of it.
Right.
But this was a game of 3 headers. Newcastle were close on a lot of occasions.
I thought Newcastle did well. I watched half of the game and I thought they were pretty good. And Benitez is doing something with this team, which is quite a statement given their lack of activity in the transfer market as well.
They even got a shot off the bar, so
Yeah.
they won most of the aerial duels. Like they had just as many shots, less on target though. But it was a good game. Tottenham again a good victory. At least Tottenham starting off nice and well for the season. So
Nice and
all that
well,
you can ask.
or
Yep.
nice or well, or like
No,
which
no,
one?
just
Like,
specifically just nice and well.
okay, but like what's
no,
the difference?
no either or
Okay.
and or.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, just wanted to clear that up.
Okay. Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising 3-0.
Yeah.
Wasn't really expecting that, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the game, and it wasn't really a 3-0 game, especially in the first half. Chelsea didn't look that great in the first half, but they were clinical in front of goal. Like, Conte got a chance because he's actually playing in like a more advanced role under Sarri, which is pretty weird. Like Jorginho's playing deeper than him, so it's interesting to see that midfield trio. And yeah, when they got their chances, they took them. What did you think, Tristan?
I enjoyed it actually. It's a good start to the season. They had a lot of possession with 62%. They also had a lot of shots. It was good beginning, especially since there was a lot of change, especially with the new manager. And it was a last minute change as well. So considering that they won 3-0, even though Huddersfield is more of a weaker side, I mean, it was nice to see everything kind of got integrated. It was nice to also see the opportunity where Conte, like you said, was able to get more of an offensive role as well.
Yeah, that was really interesting to see. Like,
It's nice to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah,
I'm not getting much hopes up just as of now, but
yeah, I mean, your next game is against Arsenal, so that's going to be a good test to see where both teams stand as of now.
yeah, I will.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing that Huddersfield targeted was your aerial prowess, because they recognized that you guys are starting like a new young keeper, and they knew, David Luiz has some defensive difficulties, so they kept getting the ball in the box, and they caused a lot of problems with it, and I thought they would equalize in the first half. I think they hit the post as well. I don't remember though. But
yeah, they actually had 2 shots off the bar.
yeah, so they were pretty close to rattling you guys in the first half, but you guys pulled through that, and then once you scored, it was a lot more comfortable for you.
Yeah, we
But-
played pretty defensively too. Well defensively, I mean. Like, we got 6 block shots, but like you said, our aerial duels were a little bit on the weaker side. We only had 43%, so it'll be something to work on. But otherwise, it seems like everyone's getting along great. I think it was a good move, switching out managers. There's actually a
100%.
recent message about Willian that he put out that he wasn't going to stay at
Yeah.
Chelsea if Antonio Conte stayed. So,
Yeah.
and that's what we suspected anyways going into it, that if they were going to get rid of him, it was because the players didn't want him there anymore.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. Like, the reporter asked, would you still be here if Conte was? He said, no chance. Like, didn't even bother mincing his words. He's like, no chance.
I'm still worried about their offense as far as Murata goes with their striker, since they didn't get that fixed over the summer. But if he can get into the form that we have seen in the past, they should be well off. But we'll see what happens this season.
It's a big if.
Yeah, and
But
really
yeah.
their placement does rely on that as well, unfortunately.
So, happy with Sarri Ball as of now?
It's promising. We'll just leave it at that. It's promising for now.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Let's go to another interesting game. You want to talk about Wolves Everton?
Yeah, I thought that was great advertisement for the Premier League and its return again, because these are two teams that have invested heavily over the summer and aren't necessarily expected to challenge for the top 6, but definitely are going to be in contention for the top half of the Premier League. So
Yeah. I have to say, Richarlison completely surprised me. Like,
Same.
when he made the £50 million move, I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
He hasn't
yeah.
See,
scored,
I wasn't
like-
surprised with that.
Like,
I really wasn't. There was I knew he was going to be good, and there was so many rumors about the big clubs like Man U, Chelsea all going after him. So I you know what? I wasn't surprised that he's living up to it.
You know what? Your predictive powers are just not fair. Like, I didn't ask Tristan, so you don't have to shit on me. Anyway,
Also,
My bad.
shout out to Ruben Neves, fantasy pick.
yeah,
Uh,
my fantasy team got crapped on, but yeah, Richarlison scored both goals for Everton, and it's crazy because he hadn't scored a goal since, like, I think it was December 2017 or something. So
yeah, something like that.
that was part of the reason I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, he's a great talent, yeah, but does he have the end product yet? But good for him. That's a great start for him. It's going to increase his confidence, and it's going to help Everton in the future.
Well, it was good for Everton because they were down a man with Jagielka getting a red there, right?
Yeah. That was kind of contentious as well, which, I don't know. What did you think of it?
I can see why it was given, but it wasn't necessarily a bad challenge. He had to kind of make it. I mean, he couldn't have not made that challenge, but
Yeah,
it was a stud. If it wasn't a studs up challenge, then I could see it not being given. But it was a studs up challenge. And it was kind of
what was also a little bit interesting that rubbed salt into the wound was, like, the free kick was taken, like, 5 yards,
5
ahead
yards,
of where
yeah.
the thing was supposed to be, and he scored from it. It's like, okay, double whammy there. But
yeah.
good for Wolves. That's going to give them a lot of confidence as well. And it was just a great game for the opening day. So if you watched it, you had a good time.
Yeah, it's promising for Everton. They hit a bit of a rough patch last summer, last year. So I'm kind of happy to see that some of their signings started to pick up things for them.
Yeah, should make for a better derby this year.
I doubt it. Which leads us into Liverpool versus West Ham. Manuel.
Top of the table. Wrap up the league, guys. It's over. It's
Yeah,
over.
you wish, eh? You could just end it right here.
Just end it today, boys.
Don't worry, man. You're gonna be up there at the end. You guys are terrifying. You ripped apart, like, Manuel Pellegrini's opening day like he never even had a plan. Like,
I thought he went with the wrong strategy. He went attacking, and that's a no-go at Anfield.
that is Pellegrini
so-
in a nutshell, dude. You know, he went to Nou Camp and played with 2 strikers. It pissed me off so much. But that's what he does. He won't change his attacking ways. And I'm not just surprised to see that you guys picked it apart really easily. But again,
I mean, we could have had 6 or 7 if it wasn't for Fabianski.
yeah. Like, opening 15 minutes, Salah's already off the mark. Mane with 2 goals. Some in my league captained Mane, like, why? But now I'm like, what? How did he know?
Yeah. And then Danny Boy with his first touch of the game.
Yeah.
Comes on 20 seconds later, scores.
Danny Sturridge or Danny Ings?
Danny Sturridge. Ings, sadly, has moved on to Southampton.
Yeah, he's gone.
See, I expected Liverpool to win this and win at least by a couple goals. I didn't expect this much of a margin. I expected more from West Ham, so I'm a little disappointed by West Ham. I think they had a better team than how they played and showed up, at least score-wise. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to take a bit more time for West Ham to gel, but they have a solid team in the making and with a proper manager this time. So
Really, what sums it up is the fact that Allison had more passes than Wilshere. So, like, I mean, not the greatest game from West Ham.
I just also want to make clear reference to start this off that I am picking Liverpool to win this this year for the league. So
Goddamn.
we'll see if I can get that one right.
Yeah, top of the table. Enjoy it while it lasts.
top of the table.
But it was a really, really great performance from Liverpool. Sets down an early marker, and it gives them confidence. So that's scary.
But we're playing Palace away, and I don't like that. Next.
Hey.
I don't like that.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun, yeah.
That's going to be fun.
The return of Roy Hodgson.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Wilfried Zaha is
Wilfried
going to
beat
tear
us?
you and rip you to shreds. No, probably not.
I'm so scared of Zaha. Goddamn. Benteke and Sacco for revenge as well, so it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, if you guys can just not have those collapses that you do this season, then I really think you can win the league. You just have such a
Hopefully.
strong team.
Hopefully.
Everything is there. You just need to
Everything
take
is
the
there,
chance.
yes.
Yeah, that's Liverpool. Moving on to a really, really cracking opening season fixture. Arsenal versus Man City.
Yeah, what a disappointing game.
What?
Yeah, I was hoping
mean-
Arsenal would win.
I mean, in that sense, sure, but it was actually such a good game to watch.
Yeah, no, it was a good game, and Man City starting off well. Bernardo Silva,
Yeah, I called it.
Raheem Sterling coming right in the 14th minute as
I
well.
thought Sterling had a phenomenal game. He
Dude.
was ripping Arsenal apart.
He's so fire. He was so fire. It's crazy. He came back to training like 4 days ago, and Sane had a full preseason, and Pep put Sane on the bench. He's like, Sterling's in. It was just crazy.
Lol, get wrecked.
Yeah, literally.
First gets wrecked by the German team, then gets wrecked by Pep.
Man, I hope his confidence isn't too low. But like Sterling was just so good. That shot he had was so like unexpected.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
even
right?
Czech didn't move. Like he just did not move. It was like our performance against Arsenal like last season at the Emirates. It was so clean, so efficient. And did these guys even leave for the summer? They're just back to how they were playing last year.
Man City had a lot of shots too on target. I mean, they had 17 in total, but they got 8 right on net versus like Arsenal who only had 3. So
Yeah, Czech. But if it wasn't for Czech, it would have been a lot more. But
yeah,
on the other hand, Czech also made a lot of mistakes. So it was
How'd
a weird
you-
one.
Almost scored an own goal.
I know that was.
how'd
so
you find
comical.
Arsenal did throughout the game, Ange?
Yeah, I mean Emery's first game, and you could immediately see the difference. Like they were insisting on playing out from the back. They wouldn't do it any other way, despite like the amount of pressure that City were putting on them. And you know, a lot of people are ripping on him for doing that, but the same thing happened
I
to
get
City. You know, in the first season, if you remember, Pep would not give up. He's like, we're gonna lose a couple of games playing this way, sure, but in the long term, like sticking to your principles really has its rewards. And it could be the same for Emery. So first game against Man City is probably the toughest game you could get. So I have a bit of sympathy for them. But
They didn't even get a bit of a buffer zone where they had a couple teams to kind of like work through,
Yeah.
get their bearings.
like they're
Nope, they
playing
went
Chelsea
right for
next, right?
Oh, jeez.
It's brutal, and it's gonna be a tough start for Emery to start, obviously. But I think I really see the difference that he's trying to make in the Arsenal team already, which is a good sign. So
So promising.
promising for
the
sure.
future.
It was definitely a tougher game than what we played last year against Arsenal. So that's what I can say.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. But a lot of players still need to step up. Mkhitaryan wasn't great. Ozil wasn't great. Aubameyang wasn't great.
I thought Oslo was really, really, really poor.
Yeah, It was.
I
Lacazette
mean,
made
he
the difference.
misplaced passes. His attacking runs didn't come to fruition. Like, I don't know what the man was trying to do.
Xhaka, I still don't get how he's a Premier League player,
No, he's not fit. He's not fit to play football, unfortunately.
but I see the system. I see what Emery's trying to do, even with these average players, and it can work. Like, it's been worked on before in the Premier League with Pep, obviously, and if they give it time, I think it can do wonders for them. So.
And that wraps up, I guess, the Arsenal-Man City game. Other notable mentions, I guess, as far as games go, the DFL Super Cup. Bayern Munich beat out Frankfurt 5-0, which I guess for manager Niko Kovac, who was former manager of Frankfurt, it's a good showing for him.
Yeah.
And we also saw PSG beat out Kane 3-0, so I mean, expected, but at least they pulled it off. For as far as Supercopa, the final there for Barcelona versus Sevilla, it was a 2-1 win for Barcelona, so claiming another trophy right off the bat.
Dembele's strike, though, you see that?
Yeah.
Right
And there was
foot.
big talks of him leaving too in the summer, but he ended up staying.
Yeah,
At
I
least-
really don't get why they let him leave after they just bought him. He's so young.
Hey, good thing they
Yeah.
did because he won it for them.
Yeah, and he's gonna win a lot more games for them this season. Interesting thing, you see the interview where he said he's left-footed, but he shoots with his right foot.
No.
It was so interesting.
What was that about?
It was like a couple of years ago. He gave an interview with a reporter where he's like, "I'm left-footed, but I shoot better with my right foot." And then after he scored that goal with his right foot yesterday, it's been like all over the internet. It's been like, what?
Interesting.
It's so
Weird.
strange.
Interesting.
It's like a Cazorla type thing. But yeah, he's gonna have a good season, I think. He's really, really young, and he's already like really good. Him and Mbappe are like the future of France. So
And Pogba.
I think it'd be dumb if Barca let him go.
But I mean, I'll take him.
Okay, I'll take him. Yeah, you really need him, eh?
If you have to, right, Trikar?
I mean, if you insist. They should sell to the better team in Merseyside for once. You know.
Yeah, them and Everton have like a good relationship for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Also, special shout out to Wayne Rooney
Yo.
in the MLS. I mean, what a guy.
Okay, explain it, Shrika. What happened?
So it's 2-2, right? Fairly sure it was 2-2.
Okay.
But anyway,
Against who?
Rooney, DC United against Orlando City. Yes, there we go. Crazy guy. Open net on the other side for Orlando City. There's a corner. The goalkeeper comes up for Orlando City. Corner goes in. Empty net. And Wayne Rooney, the madman, chases down the player. Slide tackles him. Pings the ball in 50 yards. And a header goes in at the other end. It was an incredible scene.
It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was a 90th minute, and he's like 34 or something, and he's still like running up and down.
Chases him down.
Yeah, it was great to see. Even though I'm a City fan, I was really happy to see.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen that video, go check that one out. That's worth watching.
Let's talk about our disgrace of the week.
This has been a while, but we're going to be doing Gary Neville's biggest disgrace of the week. And I'll let you guys start off on this one, who you think was the biggest failure.
This is tough.
Biggest failure.
I'm tempted to pick like Ozil.
Who disgraced their family?
I mean, Ozil, yeah, Ozil's a good shout. Who else did poorly this weekend? No, I'd give it to Ozil.
Jake,
Are we
you go.
missing someone? I feel like we're missing someone.
See, the thing is, all the big teams won their games pretty much.
Yeah, except Arsenal.
I mean, it was tough though because they
mean-
faced Man City, so.
Yeah. It's funny though, because you said all the big teams and Arsenal lost.
I mean, they're getting there.
They're getting
Give them a
there.
few years.
Yeah, Ozil.
Yeah,
Honestly,
He really
he
should be doing
he had a
better.
terrible game.
Or even Alexis, for that matter.
See-
Alexis was poor.
no one
Alexis
really
was trying.
stood out for me as far as that. I'd almost still be inclined to give it back to Newcastle.
I mean,
the prior week,
I'm
but-
always down to give it for the linesmen against Liverpool because you guys never get
Yeah, I
offsides
don't know
called
what that-
against you.
I don't know what happened there with Mane. Like, That was miles offside.
It's like every single game you guys get offsides go for you. But yeah, Mesut Ozil had a terrible game. He really needs to come on, like step it up. It's the same criticism against him every year. Not moving, not having enough energy.
Trying, mate. Act like you're trying.
Disgrace of the week goes to Ozil.
Absolute disgrace they are.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Gary Neville. And we should move on to our golden dude of the week. This has been a while since we've covered this one as well. I have one in mind, but I'd like to hear what you guys think first.
Mane is a really good shout.
Yeah, Richarlison as well.
Richarlison, true. Yeah.
Neves was up there for the performer of the week as well.
Yeah, I'm actually down to give it to... Who did we just mention? Richarlison.
Richarlison.
Yeah.
I thought he played a great
That's
game.
like the perfect start for him.
I entirely agree with you guys. He's at least started off living up to his price tag, so I agree. I think the golden dude of the week should go to Richarlison. It's the golden dude of the week.
Also, shout out to Jamie Carragher for getting back on Sky.
Hey, finally.
After the time has died down from the whole spitting incident,
I'm happy to see him with Gary Neville again. They're such a good duo.
It's just funny how they just like postponed or like put him off for like a year just so everything died down, and then put him back when everyone just forgets about it.
Yeah, it's like a suspension. Like
it's like, yeah, you did it, but okay, mate.
Oh yeah, we're so disappointed for the year. And yeah, that pretty much recaps everything as far as games wise go. We are all caught up, and over the next few days is really just like English Cup, Champions League qualifying. So, like we mentioned, we're going to be splitting up the full length to shorter segments. So if you want to listen to something specific, or you have friends that enjoy but just don't want to listen to the full length for some reason, probably because they're crazy, but whatever. All the short segments will be there, so you can go ahead and shoot them the links to that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate any help and effort. Like the video, share with your friends, and don't forget we are putting all these on basically every podcast media platform as well, so you can always download and listen to them there as well. But YouTube, we would greatly appreciate that if you do have a preference. And that wraps it up. Thanks again, guys. This is Football Mezzanine signing off. Peace out.